Well, I got to start you off Sunday with some cryptocurrency news. Once again, I mean, I'm looking at Ethereum right now. I'll go ahead and show you this background chart here. This is a site that I always look at prices, charting and stuff. It's free, although they do have a paid service where you can do some additional stuff. But for what I need, and probably most of you need, free. If it's free, it's for me. And if you look at the top right area, we've got Bitcoin at $3,265. Breaking news, all-time high, of course. Ethereum, 262 on the Kraken exchange, 257 on the Coinbase exchange. Again, they usually follow pretty close. It's typical. Dashcoin, back up a bit too. Litecoin, 46 bucks. And of course, Zcash once again. I remember Cliff's report, Zcash would be one of the good ones as well, along with Litecoin, or not, excuse me, not Litecoin. The earlier reports weren't talking about Litecoin, Ethereum, Dash, etc., but it talked about Zcash making some pretty big moves. But it did talk, Cliff did say not too long ago, Litecoin there should be some news coming, maybe September to October timeframe, that's going to make Litecoin do very well. It's going to go into the triple-digit numbers. That, in all honesty, that could mean $100, which would just slightly more than double at today's price of $46. He doesn't have a price for it specifically. Sometimes he does on these things, sometimes he doesn't. He just knows it was going to, the data was showing in his reports, his Webot stuff, the data was showing triple digits, period. Now, naturally, I'd like to see $200-300, considering, Litecoin's 46 bucks. Boy, wouldn't that be fantastic, you know what I mean? Yeah, so Bitcoin, $3,200. Now, not that long ago, I told you I was completely out of Bitcoin. And I had Ethereum, some Litecoin. I dumped a bunch into Litecoin. And, of course, all these tokens and stuff we've been talking about. The ICOs, I've got those. But I told you right, I'm trying to think how long it was after that. Maybe a week and a half or a week or so before the actual split on Bitcoin, the SegWit update or whatever. I told you guys I was getting back in. I'm going to get back in. It was $2,700. And yes, the moron Silver Gold Man said some crap about my decision about that. $2,700 approximately a week ago. Less than that technically. And now $3,263. Yeah, that's a win. But if we look at Ethereum at 262, I just looked yesterday and it was 223, 224, 225, bouncing around there. So one day later, it's already, again, 262 as I'm looking at this right now. So I can remove that chart now. I told you that I thought after ICO mania would settle down, we would see the normal coins, etc., going back up. And I also told you that even if you're in one of these coins, these tokens, I should say, and I'll use Pillar for an example because it, was down less than the ICO price and has remained below the ICO price. Again, if I had known that, I wouldn't have jumped in on the ICO or the pre-sale. I would have waited and try to get it off Ether Delta even cheaper. But it is what it is. Every single one of these can't be possibly a epic win every single time. I've discussed that. But the good news is, even if those things take a bit of a beating, like Pillar has, as Ethereum goes back up in price, your losses essentially get wiped away. And you will reach a point where, hey, actually, I haven't lost anything. Now I'm back flush where I was. If you, dumped a bunch of, let's say you dumped all your eggs into one basket, Pillar, like you had $2,000 or something, you dumped it all in Pillar, you didn't have anything else. Number one, that is foolish as hell. I always tell you, don't just stick all your money in one coin, just like a stock. You don't go all in one stock. You got to diversify a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Litecoin, a little bit of this coin, that coin, whatever, this ICO, that ICO. You got to spread it a little bit. And I think there's been a number of people who went practically, maybe for sure, all the way, all in on one of these coins. I'm going to assume some of you probably did that on Pillar. But I was looking today earlier at CoinMarketCap, where you can look at all the coins and stuff. I was looking at the Bittrex exchange as well, looking at all the different ones. There is a number of ICO, type coins, the newer ones that ICO'd recently, is what I'm trying to say, that just haven't held up. We were warned by Cliff High early on this year through his Webbot report. Guys, get ready for scams, get ready for you name it. Coins that aren't even really coins, just complete scams. People getting hacked, stolen, it's all going to go down. And it's happened. He also talked about the shit coins, as he called, I think is one of the terms he called them, the shit coins. And I just got his recent report, which I think is out right now. Let me just go to his website, and I'll put the screen up in case you want to see it. halfpasthuman.com. For this report, it should be this one. Yep, this is the newest one. So click that, brings you down here. Again, it's $99. You can use PayPal, etc. It's right there. I actually haven't read it yet. I just started. That's what I should really say, because technically I did read a tiny piece of it. I read a little smidgen about it, and this is something he's mentioned before too, by the way. But it's in this report for sure. And I just started reading it, and then that's when I stopped. I just got too many things to do today, which today's Saturday right now, so I'm doing this. But he said some of these ICO'd coins, these tokens, will not survive. He doesn't know which ones. There's no way to tell, actually. He just doesn't have the data. So, at the same time, he's already talked about this himself way back. Some weren't going to survive. We already knew that. But remember, where was our mindset? Our mindset was, if I can get in on one or two of these things and they do really good, or even good, I don't care if I got in two or three other ones that didn't, because these ones more than made up for it, right? That was the whole goal. That's why I keep telling everyone, don't just put all your eggs in one basket. I'm talking especially early on when I was first getting into Veritasium and stuff. And then, Populous came out, and Status coin, and I think Status is the one we all missed epically. Like, it sold out so fast, we were like, what the hell? What the hell happened? But again, nothing we can do about it besides wait. Again, and I feel like the good news is, as Ethereum rises, you'll make up for the loss, essentially. Now, granted, that also means if you had Ethereum and didn't get into an ICO, you'd have done a little bit better, or not a little bit, but you would have been better off. But what if we got into one of these coins like a Populous, like a Veritasium, like a Ripple, and you missed out, right? That was the whole point. That's why I know you wanted to get in on the ICOs, just like myself. And I've got a number of coins, and some are doing good, great. Some are not doing good at all. It is what it is, right? But point being, I guess the main point I should say of this video, Bitcoin has exploded again. I remember Cliff High talking about 3,200, 3,800 coming, and then I think 4,300 coming. And you should recall, if you don't, I'll tell you now, since about late 2015, Cliff High's Webbot stuff, basically predictions on the movement of Bitcoin as far as the price goes, the time frame of seeing those prices, has been nothing short of absolutely spectacular. And he said you'd hit this number, then it would drop down 500, and then this would happen. And I mean, sometimes the timing's off just a hair on these cryptos. Some of the other, there's alter reports now. Sometimes the timing's not just off a hair. It could be off quite a bit. But we're just talking about cryptos now. So he did say a while back, $13,000 Bitcoin in the year 2018. That is next year. And if I recall, I think it wouldn't be like middle to late next year, more like the first quarter or so of next year. And Ethereum would be, I thought he said it would be around $500 something before this year ends. And then next year, based off of some data from. It was weird the way it came in. It was and it was in his report, by the way. His one of his crypto reports. Maybe 2 months ago or something like that. But it. Matter of fact, I gotta pause this. I just noticed my door's cracked open. I don't want no little bugs getting in here. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. So, anyways, it was like about to say Argentina. It's not Argentina. It's not Venezuela. That's for sure. It was Brazil, I think, the Brazilian currency. He said, sometimes he'll get it like with Bitcoin, it's USD, it's US dollars, it's going to go to this price, you know what I mean? And he's been spot on with it. It's unbelievable. It really is. But he said for the Ethereum price, from what his data was showing out into next year, for whatever reason, he had to convert it from the Brazilian currency at that time. So he said it was like, and I don't remember if it was hundreds, like 13 or 1400 or 13 or 14,000. I don't remember because I don't know what the. Let me just look. Brazilian currency to USD. The Brazilian real. I'm just gonna do the conversion real quick because I'm not sure what it converts against ours. Okay, one of their currency is 3/10 of ours, so 31, almost 32 cents, actually. Yeah, so it's saying if you had $1 US, you would get 3.1 Brazilian reals. Whatever the conversion was, and I'm pretty sure it was Brazil. I'm saying Brazil because I think that's what he said it was. Nonetheless, whatever the number that came back, currency, the price in that other country, which I think was Brazil, it basically equated. He said, well, if that number is legit, now and in 2018, in other words, the country didn't pull a Venezuela and hyperinflate and go crazy, which there should be no reason for Brazil, honestly. But the number suggested something like 1,300, roughly, US dollars, 1,300 US dollars for Ethereum. That would be next year. So I want to take the time to tell everybody, because like he said in his report that just came out, he's also voiced this early on. Some of these cryptos won't make it, the tokens specifically. Some of them just won't make it. Some of them will be plenty standing around for a long time. It'll be fine. He doesn't know which ones. So I've always said this, and I'll just say it again. If somebody wants to make the safe bet, and by doing a safe bet, it's going to do you really well, by the way, like I've always said. And the safe bet, in my opinion, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and then just sit back. I will tell you, again, looking at this chart, and I'll pull it up for you real quick, because if you look at the yearly, well, let's go to the interactive. You can see how high it's gone. $400 Zcash, right? It's currently 208. Right? So this is one of the ones he said would be a decent coin. I'm just telling you that. But for me, my solid 3, if anyone just walked up to me and I had like 5 seconds to tell them, hey man, what should I get into? I got to go. Buy some Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. Sit back. Now, granted, I include Litecoin only until later this year when, again, fingers crossed and hopefully his data is right again, that Litecoin hits triple-digit numbers. Because once it hits triple-digit numbers, I don't know that I would tell somebody then, oh, hey, yeah, buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. I still might, but I got to see what happens in the future. 2-3 months out, we got to see what's going on. I'm studying this stuff just like, a lot of other people, and things change, so then my, opinion on something may very well change, obviously. So all I'm saying though right now, this is good. We're back to, it's actually 265 right now for Ethereum. Bounce back up. Bitcoin, $3,253. Litecoin, $46. Again, ICO mania has finally slowed down. I told you, just wait for this crap to slow down. I thought, my opinion, Once it did that, we would see the coin start to go back up. Here it is, it's happening. So I'm pleased to say that I was right about that, because if I was wrong, it would suck. I'd say, what the, why, man, what I was thinking, didn't make sense, but it really did make sense, right? I mean, doesn't it make sense? If you have all these ICOs and they all take Ethereum and people are dumping Ethereum, and then the people that run the ICOs take the Ethereum and dump it on the market to get cash. I mean, right? This is pretty common sense, I would think. I mean, obviously, right? So I wasn't, doing anything extraordinary. I didn't have like, psychic mind powers telling me this. I'm just analyzing things, making educated guesses, sharing it with my subscribers, you guys, and, hoping with my fingers crossed that, I'd lead you guys, down the right path with me. Again, I can't be perfect. No one can in calling every single ICO, coin, whatever. It is what it is. I'm down on the ones I'm down on. I'm up on the ones I'm up on. So are you guys. So what? Just hang tight. So anyone who's nervous about the whole ICO thing, you can, at any moment that you feel like it, sell whatever the hell you have and go back into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and just sit back. Yes, you stand a chance to miss large movements like these ICOs do. We understand that, right? But it's a safe bet, because they're going to double, triple, quadruple probably in a year. So having said that, that's pretty incredible in and of itself. But after seeing things like Ripple and Veritasium and even Populous, 10, 15, 20, 30 times returns, I understand it's hard to just say, well, I'll sit back and settle for 3 or 4 times return in a year, which is freaking phenomenal. But it's not 20 or 30, right? So I get it. But with that comes the risk of getting a coin, a token, that just doesn't perform. And now either A, do I sit on it and wait? Or B, do I sell it, take a loss, and then ride these main coins back up? I don't know what to tell you. It's up to you. Right at this moment, I will tell you, I haven't sold my tokens. The same ones I've been telling you about. I mean, of course, I've sold the ones I've told you about, like Veritasium and stuff, but everything else I'm sitting on. And I don't plan on selling them yet, because I do think there's some major potential. But if you were to ask me, Joe, we have Pay Token, we have Pillar, we have Populous. Let's say those 3. Joe, do you think one of those coins might be one of the ones that Cliff High's web bought recently, the one that just came out today? Do you think one of those or some of those, hell, maybe all of them, could be ones that get nixed and are gone? The answer is maybe, possibly. We don't know. We just don't know. And if it happens, guess who gets screwed over too? Me. I don't know that that's going to happen. I think there'll be a bunch of shit coins. Garbage coins. You know the ones. The F coin. Who the hell created F coin? You idiot. And then tit coin and vagina or vagina coin. What the hell is this crap? Who the hell did that? Idiot. We're trying to, do something serious here with cryptos and tokens, and we got morons creating stupid nonsense coins like for fun to be cute. Those are probably going away. But that doesn't mean that a well-known coin couldn't be on the chopping block too. We just don't know. That's why I'm trying to tell you, put a little bit in this one, put a little bit in that one, put a little bit in that one, and if we think, oh, that's a great one, maybe put some more in there. But even if we think it's a great one, it doesn't mean it's an automatic massive win, right? So I just, when I do these videos on cryptos, I kind of need to make it a point now to talk like that and tell you, everybody, there's, again, there's risk involved. I think, well, how many times have I said that? Or how many times I say that? I think I need to say it every single video, to be honest with you. Yeah, some people have a very short memory, and then you have people who just joined my channel, subscribed, didn't know I've talked about this, trying to tell people how to be safe or whatever, and, do things responsibly and don't just go all in, and, you're responsible for your own actions, obviously. But, I just start talking about it one of these crypto videos, and all of a sudden I don't say any of that stuff, and next thing you know, I'm thinking, well, what if, how many new people just heard that one video for the first time? And, so I kind of feel like as I talk about cryptos, I need to constantly remind people there's absolutely risk involved. Basically, that's the gist of it. There's risk involved. And everybody's responsible for their own decisions, plain and simple. So I've got to go now and do some news, if you will, videos next. Take care, and we'll see what happens. I still got to read this Webot report. I haven't read any of it. I'm dying to read the thing, but I'm not going to have time to do it tonight, so I'll have to do it tomorrow. Take care.